better make another video. So I am, and I'm just gonna go through what I'm currently doing in terms of planners and notebooks. Not in terms of what I'm using, but in terms of my latest obsession, which I'm afraid is actually Christmas. I've got my Christmas planner back out of the cupboard because I started thinking about Christmas. I think I mentioned it in the previous video. Started thinking about Christmas because something to look forward to, basically. And then I started obviously having ideas about presents or card designs or, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I haven't got anywhere to put it, so I thought I'd better get my Christmas planner out. And I don't think I did this last year, but I thought I would try this year and show you how I'm setting it up. So how I go from whatever's in, basically when I get out of the cupboard, whatever's in here from last year, and then how I set it up fresh for the new year. Because I think I've got a video showing a setup when I first set this up, but last year I don't think I showed any of it particularly, I don't think. So anyway, a few things have changed, nothing major, but I thought I would just go through it with you in case you're interested in setting up one yourself, or if you've got any ideas, or yeah, I thought it might be interesting. So I'm going to kind of start, hopefully at the beginning, what happens, like what it looks like when I get out of the cupboard, basically. So I will show you that now. Okay, so just to start, when I get out of the cupboard, well, when I got it out of the cupboard, it looked pretty much like this. The only thing I've changed so far is I've just shoved this piece of pattern paper in here just to cover up the black, and just kind of fiddle with what was in here a little bit more. But otherwise, it's as it was when I got it out of the cupboard. So, when I put it away the previous year, or the end of Christmas the previous year, the first page I leave at the front is like a master notes for the next year. So in 2019, when I put this away, I put the notes for 2020 master sheet at the front. So the first thing I see when I open it is like things I need to remember for this year, things I want to do differently, and mostly on this master sheet it relates to the planner. So things I need to do earlier, or if I want to plan something differently or set this up differently. That's on here. So for example, buy some good quality A5 paper, because last year I was just using it what I had in my stash, and a lot of it was like not very good quality and it was kind of winding me up. But luckily I've got rid of all that now. So this year I can buy some actual pre-punched A5 sheets of paper that I can print all my sheets onto. And then just a bit of notes about the illustrations, if I'm going to do new headers, and new dividers was the main thing for this year that I want to sort out. So yeah, a general sort of like note sheet at the front, because after Christmas, or we know when you're actually going through Christmas and it's all really busy, you've done all your planning, it's Christmas Day or Boxing Day, or you're finishing off your Christmas journals, you just need a place where you can just quickly write stuff down without having to kind of go through all the sections. And I find this is really useful, just to have this sort of at the front towards the end of December. And then the next sheet I have is a rough list of what's in this planner, like the setup. Because I found last year I needed to change a few things, and I printed this off, and I've sort of already made a few notes on it. Just so I know how to set it up this year, because obviously I print off all new sheets every year, so that's a sort of a reminder, basically. Yeah, and I won't go through this in massive detail. I've just mentioned those two because those pertain to the new setup. And then it's just a case of going through and taking out things that I don't need anymore. So I won't need this. I did actually set up a little pocket Filofax last year, thinking it'd be useful, but it didn't turn out to be useful, so I'll be taking that out. So then I have my main dashboard and my main master task list, which I'll obviously need to do for 2020. As I said, I'll go all through like what's on it in detail when I do the setup. I'm just going to show you quickly. Calendars, I do monthly calendars, but I'm probably going to change it up a bit. Some plain, so I can keep this plain note paper as that's not used, so that's good, I can use that again. Now the tabs I did last year and the year before, I need to change. So I had cards and gifts together, then I had an advent section, then I had food, and then I had decorations. But I actually found I needed to kind of split out into a budget section, and then I wanted cards and presents to be separate. So that's what I'm going to do this year. But just for last year, I had cards and gifts, and then within that I had a budget, which I won't show you because obviously has all the prices of the gifts for people on. I don't want people to see that. So I'd sort of rigged together these really not very good tabs at the last minute last year, but they weren't very useful. So obviously I'm redoing that. So there was a budget section, and then I had a cards section with stuff pertaining to the cards I designed, lists of people to send cards to, postage notes, how much things cost. And then I have a gift section, which is things like ideas for gifts for people, things that I want for myself. Because if somebody says to me, oh, what do you want for Christmas? I can like give them an idea. I mean, I have said to family, no gifts for me at Christmas because I don't really need them. But my husband probably might give me a gift, I don't know. Or maybe I'll buy myself one. Anyway, gifts, ideas for me. And then lists of what I gave everybody last year. Gifts received, I write down what people give us because when you come to say thank you, I can never remember. And then, what section was this? Oh, that's addresses, so obviously that's covered up. There's all addresses in there. So I do have a separate address book, but I find it handy to have them all in here because it's a good opportunity for me to kind of check that nobody's moved house in the intervening year. So I'll go through this list and I'll check with my address book and maybe drop an email if I think somebody might have moved house. Then I have an Advent section, which is basically everything leading up to Christmas, like all the fun stuff. So like a general space to write down ideas, and then what I actually did. And I started doing a few years ago, like writing out books that we read and films that we watched, but I'm actually thinking to take this out because I don't really use it. It's not like a planning thing, it's just a sort of a memory keeping thing. So I might just put that in my junk journal, I think. Notes on what worked and what didn't work, so that I have ideas for this year. This was like what I put in my son's advent calendar. And then a few sort of things for me. So my advent is mostly made up, like the fun for me, is mostly made up of doing December daily / Christmas junk journal. So again, looking through here, I've got some notes I need to read through. And then I've got some sheets I can reuse this year, so that's good because I like this paper. I shoved a few Christmas cards that came through late, at the last minute in here. Food section, the gingerbread recipe we do, notes about food. This is really useful, having notes. So this was like initially what I wanted to do last year, but then I also wrote notes about how things went, like recipes that went wrong or went well and things like that. Notes that I might remember for this year. Decorations, I don't really use a section all that much, but I do sometimes, so I'm leaving it in. Just like ideas for things I want to do for the decor, basically. But I think that might get thinned out, that section. Yeah, and then just random pockets that I've just shoved in case I need them. My son's letter to Father Christmas last year. A few things, I'll probably take some of these out. And then, again, some more Christmas cards that came through. And a list thing there. So yeah, when I get it out, I have a flick through and I see what's what. And then kind of have a look about what I want to do differently this year. So the first thing was to buy some better quality paper. So I bought these A5 refill, completely plain. I thought I'd try plain rather than gridded. So in my printer I can sort of do customized print paper sizes, so I can set it to A5, and as long as I get the orientation right, I can just print straight onto these and I don't have to worry about punching the holes, and I know it's good quality paper. So that's that one done. This is about illustrations, obviously, and then and how to like remake the files, which I'll do next, and then new dividers. So I have actually started on this. So for this year I want to make my dividers a little bit differently. I'm sorry for my croaky voice, by the way. We have summer colds, so I'm a bit croaky. So I actually bought some official proper scrapbooking paper because I never do. I always go, I'll make my own, it's fine, I'll design my own. And I thought, I'll give myself a break this year. And I actually found someone selling American Crafts, I think. I don't know the brand, sorry, I'm not really familiar with scrapbooking brands and things. But I bought, these were all bought as single sheets, 12 inches by 12 inches, which is 30 centimetres, I think. I found someone selling them in Japan and they weren't crazy expensive, so I thought I should get them because they're quite hard to find here. And yesterday I just sat down and made myself some new dividers. So I'm going to keep my Eloise dashboard, but I'm going to then replace all of these like crappy ones and my other ones, these ones, with these new ones. And I'll keep these because I may want to use them again. But this time, instead of laminating the tab title in with the divider, I actually did them blank, so I can just stick on what it's going to be, and then if I change my mind I can sort of change it later. Sorry if I'm a bit like not making much sense, I'm just a bit dopey with the cold and not much sleep. But yes, so I made 7 because I think I need 7, and now today I'm just going through and putting on the tab titles. Now the first thing I tried was this sticker paper. It's called like washi paper, like masking tape sticker paper. And I found that when I printed on it, it blared, so I thought I'd try using it on my typewriter, and it does work really well, but it's quite sheer, which is fine if you have like a light coloured tab, but once I get to the dark ones, like this, I realised it's not going to work, you're not going to see the words. So then I just had a rummage in my sticker drawer, and I found these like vintagey old price tags, and I thought, well, they're red and white stripes, so maybe I can shove these in my typewriter. So I had a go, and it's really hard to get them lined up. Like you can see decor's too high and budget's too low, but I figure if I faff around with that today, I might be able to get those done. So that's what my job is next. Okay, so I've got all my tabs labelled. I'm not sure about the post section, whether that should go there. I just know I need to have it next to the cards and the gifts. But I'll put it there anyway for now, and we'll just see how it goes. And the beauty is I can always just take these labels off and change them if I need to. So that's my new dividers sorted. So the next thing to do is to go through and sort of archive everything that I don't need anymore from in here. Okay, so I've taken everything out of the Filofax cover, and I've sorted them into piles. So basically this is all the stuff that only refers to last year, and I've put this is stuff to archive basically, and I have put the old dividers in, because I don't expect I'll want to use them, but if I do, I can just go back and get them. And all the notes for this year that I made last year, I'm still going to archive, and while I'm setting up this new one, I'll just have this one next to me to reference until everything's sort of cleared and checked off. So this is the stuff to archive. This is stuff that I took out that I don't need, but I still want to use for something. So just this gorgeous little card. Focus. This gorgeous little card my mum sent me ages ago. Just a few pictures, postage stamp. So these are things I'm probably going to use like in a junk journal project. And then I figured rather than waste these dividers, perhaps I can use these for something. Maybe turn them into washi tape cards or something like that. So I'm keeping those. I don't want to archive them because then they were just sort of a temporary fix. This I'm probably just going to chuck because I did it really badly. When I laminated it, it made a big mess here. I will recycle it, obviously. And these are just some pages I didn't use, but I can't stand the paper. So I'll just have that for like rough note paper somewhere, just to use it up. This was actually something I tried to invent last year. So you get sort of like better usage out of this space. So it's sort of tucked in, and there's actually a pocket there. It tucked in, and then I stuck two sort of like clear business card pockets here and here. So it kind of went fixed on like that. But it didn't work as well as I'd hoped. But again, I might be able to use this for something. So I'll keep hold of it in case I can recycle it because it's quite sweet paper. And obviously I don't want to just chuck plastic away for no reason. So this is all stuff that I'm going to sort of use for something else. So that'll sort of go in my craft pile. So next is like things that I'm going to bring over and keep in the new planner setup. So my master list of what goes in there, because I won't need to archive this. So I'm just going to basically make a new one probably. Obviously addresses, which I won't show you. There's a few like pieces of paper I didn't use, and the paper's quite nice, so I'll just keep that. It's like general notes paper. I'll reuse these because these are quite nice paper. And then a tried and tested recipe, which is going to go in. And I'll probably make some more. As I get new recipes, I'll probably make more postcards because they're quite easy to move into the new planner. And then I've just got these that I may want to use at some point. So I might put them in or I might not. I haven't decided, but they'll be there to use. So as for archiving last year's papers, I'll just show you what I did last year. So when I archived last year, in probably July, August 2019, I decided to archive into a Filofax clipbook, an A5 one, because I had it already and I wasn't using it. And it's quite an expensive version of archiving, but I wasn't using it anyway, so I figured I might as well, and I can always take it out and put it somewhere else. But basically all the pages that I archived go in here, so all of the planner pages, but I also shoved in a lot of things like cards from people, children's drawings, letters, that friends and family had sent. Just shoved a load of things in basically, and like random bits from sketchbooks that didn't really have anywhere else to go. So when I look through here now, it's sort of, and there's my advent calendar. When I look through here now, it's sort of like a nice collection of memories, planning, as well as sort of scraps and things. But I'm not going to obviously use a clipbook this year, because it's quite an expensive version. So I bought this off Amazon, Japan, which is an A5, it's just a craft binder. You can get like personal size and mini size of these, or pocket size, in one of the 100 yen shops here, but you can't get A5 ones in there, so I had to order this one online. So I'm just going to archive all of this into here, and there will be space for anything else that needs to go in as I go, basically. That's the plan. Okay, so I'm good to go, I think. I covered the craft folder in some paper that I got. These were actually they were supposed to be paper lunch mats, like placemats, from 100 yen shop. I got them last year and I didn't use them. So I just covered the whole thing in 2 of those. And then, like last year, I wanted to put the advent calendar on the front, but I couldn't put the actual advent calendar we used on because it's quite big, and I don't know, it's so cute, I don't want to ruin it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I want to keep it forever, but we'll see. So all I did was colour copy it and printed it out. So that's been wrapped round there. It just kind of goes up to the spine, and then I just shoved some gold stickers on because they were hanging around, and put the year on 2019. And then everything's been put in here. I cut that piece up and punched holes in it as a sort of a cover, I suppose, really. Everything's been shoved in here, and then the only additional random things at the back are this drawing my son did last year I wanted to put in. I think that's him and his friends from nursery having a snowball fight, making snowmen. And I just sort of made this pocket piece to put the rest of the cards and things I wanted to keep in. So that is now ready just to kind of reference as I go. So I'll just go through my notes while I'm setting the new one up. And then in the new one, I'd simply have my dashboard. My bookmark has been tucked in there. I have my dashboard, and then all my new dividers all ready to go, really. And I'll just start printing things out on the paper. So I'm basically ready to start printing the pages for this year. So that will be hopefully the next video. Okay, hope everyone's well, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.